Well, it was just a couple of weeks ago that the backlash across the nation over Cracker Barrel trying to rebrand itself forced the corporation to go back to its original formula. Now the city of Austin, Texas, has decided to throw its hat in the ring and rebrand itself with a new logo. Wonder how this is going to work out. Hi, I'm Pastor Marty. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Once you are, smack the bell, click the word all. That will give you notification of my rants, my ravings, my undeniably flawless, and I do mean flawless, reasonings. Hey, please like and share this video. It's the only way that we get the word out that we're here. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of the Afternoon Drive. This is the current logo for the city of Austin, Texas. It's basically like a corporate seal that names it as a city and when it was, quote, incorporated, when it actually became an entity. This is the new logo, which personally, I don't find anything offensive about it. I think it would look great as maybe the sign that welcomes people in on whatever interstates and expressways take you into the city of Austin. You want to put it up on billboards and part of your marketing campaign to get businesses to come there, people to move there, vacationers to visit there, no problem. But if that's going to become your actual quote-unquote corporate sealed image, what is it really saying? Now, personally, I don't think this is, quote, woke. But not all of the people who live in Austin are in love with the idea.
This is the city's new logo. You pay for it. So we asked residents in Austin if they like it. What are your thoughts on the new logo for the city of Austin?
I think it's great. I mean, it's definitely a modernization of the old one, which was kind of a lot.
Visually, I think that one it's cleaner, it's nicer. It's also newer, like it's more minimalist.
It's very, I don't know, it just looks like a corporation. Like every corporation you would see like has a logo like that.
Looks like a bad biotech company's rebranding.
If I were to tell you that this logo was unveiled as the Austin new logo for today, how would you feel about it?
I'd be moving back to California.
I just like this. I think it's simpler. This one caught my eye more.
The new logo sucks!
You have thoughts on the logo?
It sucks!
Why do you think it sucks?
It looks like a homeless tent.
Say that again?
It looks like a tent for homeless people.
It's more like a festival to me, like a festival for a logo for a festival. This says we're a city.
Yeah. To tell you the truth, I don't really have a preference.
You know, I don't live in Austin, so I don't really have a dog in this hunt, but I kind of agree with the last guy there. I'm indifferent about it, you know, either one, whatever. But again, from a marketing standpoint, and I do marketing and I do graphic design, I get why they're doing that, and I agree with the two guys that basically said this looks like every other corporate logo. It is a trend of the time, and just like I get that all modern interior decorating is all about open spaces, paint every wall gray, put an ash-colored laminate flooring down, and maybe some shiplap up on the wall, and you know, so we make every house look like Chip and Joanna Gaines did it. It's not necessarily my forte that everything look like that, but I get why the majority of people are doing that because it is, quote, the look of the day, just like back when Art Deco was the thing, etc., etc., etc. But some things are iconic. And I don't like to use that word a lot because it sounds like then AI wrote my script and I have no script. But you take the Coca-Cola logo here. You might notice from the paraphernalia on the walls, I like Coca-Cola. And before some of you jump down my throat in the comments section, you know the politics of Coca-Cola. You know, the politics of just about everything today goes against my political ideology and my personal, traditional faith and values. So I get it. But this logo, this has been their logo for what? 175 years. It's just a script. But everybody who sees it knows what it means. Ford Motor Company, again, it's just a script. There's nothing wow about it, but wherever you see that, you know it's either a Ford dealership. If you see it on a vehicle, it's a pretty good indication it's a Ford. But the Coca-Cola logo doesn't make the product taste better. The Ford logo doesn't make the cars run better or look better. It just simply states, this is what we are, and it's up to Coca-Cola to create a product that goes in the bottle that has that script on it that people say, I like this, I want to drink this. It's up to the Ford Motor Company so that they don't become a punchline of fix or repair daily. It's up to them to design and build cars that people like, they drive well, they're mechanically sound, and like the look of them, like the way they handle, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, and I can afford one. So it's really about the entity itself creating a product and a mood that you say, yes. The logo itself doesn't do it, it's the product. And with Austin's new design, I do also agree with the one guy who said, all right, this looks like something you would put up if you were having a big festival. It's Austin Days. Okay, we're going to have, a street fair and vendors and rides and food, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Great. Is this really the city logo? And again, it's up to the city providing things that the people need, like law and order, an economic base whereby people can either earn a living or start a business, make investment and know that it's going somewhere, that the city is well run, it's maintained, etc., etc., etc. I think what sparks some backlash about these things now, whether it be Cracker Barrel or back to the Bud Light thing, is people have just had enough. Like, really? Did racism end because we no longer pour maple syrup out of a bottle that says Aunt Jemima on it? Uncle Ben's is now Ben's. There's now a new product out by a young guy, Cousin Willie. And he's a black entrepreneur, and he said, fine, these companies are going to become ashamed of their logo and their name. I'm not. So he started a whole line of product. I think you have to buy most of it online. Cousin Willie, and he's got his face on it. I think he wears like a Chef Boyardee type hat. Okay. And I think what the backlash really festers in are these things that we keep saying are new and improved. Are they really new and improved, or are they new and complicated and don't really make my life any easier? Bill Maher, who I don't agree with all of his politics, obviously, but I do believe he is non-woke and he makes some sane, rational, comedic observations of certain aspects of our life and culture. And he's been all over this literally for years.
We all know about AI now, but 6 years ago here, I did a piece about RI, reverse improvement. Defined as when they make an upgrade that nobody wants, needs, or likes, and isn't actually upgrading anything, it's just making it different and often worse. I used to be able to switch between two games in just a second, just 1 second, by hitting previous on the remote. On YouTube TV, I have to go back to the homepage, go to sports, go to NFL, then scroll across to find the second game you want to check on, wait for the circly thing to calm down. I tell you, it's easier to switch sexes in America than it is to switch between.
Boom, exactly. I do media. I've been in radio since I was a teenager. And radio stations, unfortunately, are going the way of the dodo bird. And that's sad. because I really love local radio. You had local radio personalities, the music, and if you were in a really small market, that radio station would play everything from top 40 to Frank Sinatra to big band music to polka music, and some of the announcers would trip and stumble over their own words, and you could tell they couldn't do live reads, but there was something, even though it was hokey, it was local radio. These are the people, I go to school with their kids. I knew these guys, and it was the hometown personified on the air. Then came corporate radio, where they bought up all the small stations and they simulcasted. And even though you were in some little podunk town, the studio feed was coming from New York City or Los Angeles, California, and everything was smooth and it was polished. And okay, I get it. Now it's streaming, and I actually own a streaming radio station. And I stream it in the car. But when I get in the car, I've got to make sure that the Bluetooth is on, and the Bluetooth in the car is talking to the Bluetooth in my phone. And then I can listen to my streaming radio station anywhere I drive, hundreds of miles, thousands of miles. But there's a work and a process that goes into setting it up and getting it ready. Where in the old days, you jumped in your car, you hit the button on the dashboard, and sound came out. And either with the twist of a dial or hitting a scan button, or back when we had the old push buttons that kind of advanced the dial, that's how it worked. And it was simplistic. And to say that everything we do now, it's improved. No, it's not always improved. A lot of times it's complicated. And a lot of times it doesn't work. How many of you have gotten frustrated like I have when you log into Facebook one day and all of a sudden the whole thing is just different? The way you post is different. The way you post a picture is different. It's just, and you got to learn the whole thing all over. And just about the time you got it learned, they up it again. And I think a lot of this is about these tech guys have got to somehow earn the right to keep sitting in that chair and getting paid. And I think that they're twiddlers and dinkers who just like to fiddle with stuff because they have no lives and they don't know how to talk to girls. It's just, and I think that's what America is beyond frustrated with. True story. This happened to me yesterday. Friday night is pizza night in our house. And since leaving New York, I haven't had any really good pizza, although we did find a good mom and pop pizza place when we were living in Florida called Mama Rosa's. You ever go through Titusville, Florida? You go to Mama Rosa's. Oh, that is the closest thing to New York pizza you will get outside of New York. So I'm a snob when it comes to pizza. I like good New York pizza. In the Midwest, forget about it. It's sad. Frozen pizza from the supermarket tasted better than most of the pizza I was able to buy out in restaurants. Where I live now, in Middle Georgia, we've actually got a couple of decent pizza places, but most of the time, Friday night, my wife is a nurse. She works a lot of Fridays, so when she comes home, we're not really in the mood to then go out for pizza, so we get delivery. And one of the pizza chains that delivers to our neighborhood is Marco's Pizza. I'm a member of online, I've got my points, etc., and I have literally ordered hundreds of times online, and Marco brings it right to my door. And yesterday I went on and I had to re-sign in. I'm thinking, I always stay signed in, and as soon as I did, the whole interface was different. And nothing worked. You click on the build your own pizza. Okay, I got to pick the size, large. That was it. It just put it in the cart. Large, plain cheese pizza. Wait, I want to add some toppings. There's no way to do that. So then I decided, all right, my wife and I, what we wanted last night was a Hawaiian pizza. So I clicked on their Hawaiian pizza, but they make it with grilled chicken on it and I think bacon. I didn't want the grilled chicken. I didn't want the bacon. It didn't let me take things off. I'm like, I've taken things off before. I just want the pineapple and ham on it. So it didn't work. So when I had to go the old-fashioned route and call the order in, which, by the way, the website no longer listed my local Marco's and their phone number information. So I had to Google it and get it. When I talked to the guy on the phone, I said, listen, after I make this order, you or the general manager or somebody needs to get a hold of corporate and tell them The corporate website that you order from, nothing on it works. You can't click, you can't change, etc., etc. I said, if you're noticing a drop in online orders tonight, that's why. And Bill Maher is spot on this one. It's reverse improvement, which is not improvement. Again, Amazon is nothing more than the Sears and Roebuck catalog. It's mail order that comes to your door. It was kind of cool, but I kind of miss the experience of going to the store, getting what I want, and having it immediately in my hand, and then to take it home. Especially since Amazon's return policy stinks, and it does, and you know it does. And it's a process. Now I've got more work to do. I've got to go somewhere and drop the package off to be sent back. Then I've got to wait while they send me a replacement. And clothes. You can't buy clothes online. You have to try clothes on. So don't let them sell you on this bill of goods. I mean, every time my phone updates, I can't find things. And I am convinced that most of our Microsoft updates are about them installed. They're just looking around to see what you've got on your computer that they don't want you to have. Oh, you didn't get our brand of graphic design. You bought an off-brand. You know what? That piece of software doesn't work anymore. Austin, I could care less what your logo is, but if you're getting some backlash from people, it's because of stuff like this. Could we get back to just leaving stuff alone and only tinkering with it when you absolutely need to fix it because it's broken? I don't need a smart refrigerator to send my phone a text telling me, I think your milk is expired. I don't need my washing machine to text me and say, your laundry's done. Oh, and by the way, we took your BVDs through an extra heavy agitation cycle to remove the streak stains. It's TMI. I don't need to know that. All right. You have yourself a great weekend. This is my weekend rant.